Just to explain some of the topics. So the first thing I want to say is that some martial arts get it really wrong. And I feel sorry for people who join these martial arts because a lot of them will teach you basically how to kill someone. Someone comes near you, someone throws a punch at you, and you learn how to kill them. So if, for example, Ray was to throw a hook at me the same way that you might get a hook with your right hand in a pub or something like that, some martial arts will teach you block, go over the face, knock somebody's teeth out, maybe near the groin, permanent damage there, bends over, back of the neck, maybe you'll die, something along those lines. And there's a lot of martial arts out there that will teach you that style. That's great if you're in a life-threatening situation, but more often than not, it's just going to be a little brawl. And if you do that out of muscle memory, you'll probably go to jail. You'll get charged with assault, you may go to jail. And in more of the short term, you put that guy on the ground, other bystanders standing around will see that situation and immediately assume that you're the aggressor because you've won. And so you might actually find yourself getting attacked by completely innocent bystanders who think you're an aggressor gone mad. So there's a second style of martial arts where you learn more of the non-lethal type of attacks. So if Ray was to throw a hook at me, some will teach you things like palm to the face, maybe palm to the chest, maybe pushing them away, something along those lines. That's good in the sense that it's more legally responsible. But again, what I really don't like about it is that more often than not, if someone picks a fight with you, it's because they're bigger than you and they're stronger than you. And having no knowledge about them, there's a good chance that they might even be better at fighting than you. So if you're going to engage that person with non-lethal techniques, there's a good chance you're going to lose and there's a good chance they're going to pummel you. In saying that, to learn the techniques that actually work in a real life situation takes many years. And this is where a lot of people do martial arts for 2 or 3 years. They'll learn how to kill people and then they'll just give it up because they think they've reached the limit of what can be done. So styles like jiu-jitsu, for instance, will teach you over about 10 to 20 to 30 years how to deal with these situations in a non-lethal way, legally responsible way, and in a way that doesn't come through like you're the aggressor. And some of the important rules around this, the first one is that when someone goes to attack you, if you go tense, they'll go tense. So if I'm standing in a bar and Rain goes to throw a punch at me, and suddenly I tense up like this, he's going to immediately tense because he sees me tense. It's going to be on straight away. So one of the things you want to do is to always just be staying nice and fluid. So one of the things, for instance, in jiu-jitsu, if he was coming in for the hook, would just be me stepping like this. Is this shoulder okay? Yeah, and then just, if I get into here, he can't attack me anymore. If he does, kick him. And I can literally just walk him out of the pub like this.
Cool.
So that's an example where I'm looking relaxed, other people will see me relaxed, and they won't necessarily think that they need to beat me up. I almost look like a bodyguard taking someone outside. So, what are they called? Plainclothes. That one's a pretty complex one, but I'll show you some of the more basic ones from things that you're likely to come across in a practical situation. So if Rain was to grab me by the wrist, classic scenario, he just wants to pull me outside so that he and his friends can beat me up. Again, if I tense, Rain's going to tense. You can take advantage of several mechanics of the human body to do this without allowing him to really react in time. So what I'm going to do in this case is show you one limit of the human body. I'm lifting up my hand, which Rain can't do anything about, grabbing his hand this way, and as I start to turn his wrist this way, his wrist is locked, his elbow is locked, and his shoulder is locked. So as I do this, he's literally falling over.
I love how he's in a hoodie.
Yeah. He's the best.
So that's one example where he grabs me on the wrist, and I'm just straight up here, over like this, and I'm not really showing much aggression at all. Similarly, the wrist goes in the other direction as well. If you grab me, sorry, same grab with the same hand. If I wanted to go the other way, the arm actually reaches a limit this way as well. So as I'm turning it this way, the wrist locks, the elbow locks, the shoulder locks, and his whole body starts to turn over. So again, I can literally just walk him around like this.
Mercy.
And so from here, there's a few other ways that you can. This isn't particularly stable because I might slip out of here. He's obviously not particularly aggressive here, and I can come in situations like this and wrap him up to be closer if I want. So again, if multiple people are attacking you, which is often the case, this is a fantastic one because you can get him in between you and the attackers. So another example, if Ray was to grab me by the shoulder like he wanted to put me up against a wall or something like that, this elbow here, he can't stop me doing this. And as he goes around, all of a sudden I'm behind him. Whereas a lot of martial arts would teach you things like clapping someone across the ears here, which will potentially make them go completely deaf. Or again, hitting them in the face, going for the eyes. All those types of things are just far, far overkill and will end you up with assault charges if not in jail. Another one, if Rain was to, this is a more unorthodox one, but some people may use it, if he was to grab you by the ears. Ears are a fantastic way, yeah, both. Ears are a fantastic way to pull someone around because if I try and pull off, it's really going to hurt my ear the same way it hurts little kids' ears when they get pulled around. But an interesting thing about this, I can't really pull down because he's going to rip my ears off, or up because he's going to rip my ears off. But the human brain can't handle going in opposite directions at the same time. So doing this is a great example of where no matter how many times I do to him, and if you hold on quite tight, his brain just can't handle that. Whereas this is just going to rip my ears off. So these are the types of things that you'll learn.
Next time someone goes to your ears.
Yeah.
Make someone do someone's doing that to you. That's the type of thing to do. So
That's the client one, that one.
Is that my parents only held one ear?